Today is Windows 10's last day of support. After 10 years, Microsoft has finally decided to pull the plug on one of their most legendary operating systems, while it still has about 40% market share. In today's video, I'm going to commemorate this occasion the only way I know how. By installing it on some cursed hardware. This is a 2009 MacBook Air, one of the worst Macs Apple ever sold. You'll see why in a moment, but it has such amazing features as a failing SSD, 2 GB of soldered RAM, and a dead battery. This is going to be a great one, mostly because I have to sit around all the time. So we're not just going to be installing any version of Windows 10 though, we're going to be installing Windows 10 RTM on this thing. The very first version of Windows 10 that Microsoft ever released, I think 1507 if I recall. I've never really used RTM, so I'm kind of curious how good it is and really how well it performs on this old thing. Probably better than modern Windows 10. Now the first step is installation, and that is where we have some issues, because most of the time I would install Windows from a USB drive, but on this particular computer you can't install Windows in UEFI mode without having the broken graphics drivers, and there is a workaround for this, but I don't feel like doing it. This thing also can't boot MBR from a USB flash drive. It just doesn't show up. If you go into Refind and try to do it, it will give you an error. It doesn't like it. But what it can do is boot MBR from a DVD drive. And so I actually burned a disk. I've never actually installed Windows from a disk before. Well, Windows 10. I've installed Windows 7 and Windows XP. I think Vista, but I've never installed Windows 10 from a disk before. Here's the disk with my legally acquired ISO file on it. Of course, we have to hook this SATA drive up to this computer. So we're gonna use the internals of what was once the garbage drive. This is the garbage PCB, or the grabbage PCB. Hook this thing up like this. Now we need the power cord and the USB cable. Of course, because this MacBook Air is stupid, it has a little door on the side of it where the USB port. It closes way too easily. Let's plug this in here. I genuinely hate this design, and I'm glad they stopped doing it. And here we have the charger. Or I guess the power cord, because this thing has no working battery. The battery's unplugged in there, because with it plugged in, performance is horrid. This thing throttles when there's a dead battery, but it throttles more when there's a battery that appears to be at 0% and isn't charging. So with the battery completely unplugged in there, and there's electrical tape covering the connector, this thing actually performs, I mean, it's still like half the speed of normal operation, but that's better than like 10% of the speed of normal operation. Alright, now we just turn this thing on and put the Windows 10 RTM disk inside and put it in like that. Now we turn on the MacBook and hold down the Option key. And as you can see, we are now at the OS selection screen, so let's go ahead and boot into Windows. We do want to choose Windows here and not EFI boot, because if you choose EFI boot, we'll have the same issue as off USB, where the graphics drivers won't work correctly. There's a workaround again. I just don't feel like doing it. So let's go into Windows, and this takes a long time. It takes like 10 minutes to boot, but it does eventually boot up. I did test this beforehand, and as you can see, we got the Windows logo, and I will come back once this thing has gotten us to the desktop. Alright, we are now at the Windows install screen. So let's go ahead and get ourselves moving along here. Install now. Setup is starting. How long will this take? This is loading from a RAM disk. This is like... This whole interface runs from RAM. There we go. I'm not going to add a product key. Let's say Windows 10 Pro. I accept the license terms. Custom install Windows only. Now we hit delete, delete, and next. Now we are copying Windows files. The drive is not spinning and it says getting files ready for installation. I'm gonna come back once we get to the first reboot. Wow, this did not take nearly as long as I expected it to, which I suppose shouldn't be that surprising because it's a DVD drive. It's a pretty fast DVD drive, and DVD drives, if they're only doing sequential read and write, are pretty fast. Alright, Windows needs to restart to continue. There we go. Well, we need to hold down Option here. The important thing at this screen is that we have to hold down Control and then click on Windows because, and this is going to set it as default. Before that, I'm going to eject the disk. Don't need this anymore. At the second stage of installation on, I think, Windows 8 and later, maybe Windows Vista and later, I don't remember. Doesn't need the disk at all. So let's Control. Oh, did I already click Control? Click on that. Is it frozen? Oh, I know why it's frozen. Because I ejected the disk. Let's unplug this. This is the one of the worst UEFI. Oh, there we go. I guess it didn't like me ejecting the disk from the drive. This machine's firmware is terrible. If there's anything that I need to be convinced, if there's any reason I need to be convinced that this computer sucked, it would be that. But at least it has this feature, which I can't say for some Macs. Most of them have it. And now we have the Windows logo. And this is going to be, it's going to take a little bit of time. This should only take about 10 or so minutes to get ready. While I'm at it, I'm going to take the drive and unplug it. Goodbye, garbage drive assembly crap. Okay, we got a mouse cursor. And no caps lock. Weird. Oh, it restarted. That's kind of what I expected. Knew this thing was going to restart at least once, because that's what Windows does when you install it. We get to experience the old Windows 10 installer, which was much better than the new one. It's the one that's basically the same as the Windows 8 one. I think it still had no time zone selection, which Windows 11 still doesn't have a damn time zone selection, which is ridiculous. It's time to enter your product key. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to activate this thing at all. Okay, it actually is connected to the internet, but we're going to skip that step. And we're going to connect to the internet later, because I think it's not going to like me using an offline account, even though there's no reason why it shouldn't. I'll customize settings, why not? Personalization off, typing off, advertising ID off, location off, 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 off. Why is connected to suggested open hotspots enabled by default? Don't send all my crap to Microsoft. What are they going to see? They're going to see a MacBook running 1507, a MacBook Air from like 2009. The intern at Microsoft is like, what the hell? Might as well. Oh, the desktop just flashed for a second. That's weird. This thing is, I guess, so slow that it does that. I guess it rebooted itself again. I think that happens sometimes during setup. Oh great, did setup just restart itself? This is a problem. I'm gonna click use express settings this time. Okay, we now have the account screen. Great. Who's gonna use this PC? Mac. Next. Hi, Windows. We're setting things up for you. This might take several minutes. It's, I guess, a little bit different than the one in modern Windows 10, but not really that much. Hey, we're at the desktop now. And this computer thinks that it's 2015 because the battery's dead. As you can see, no batteries detected. Let's go ahead and connect this thing up to the internet. Which is not very smart, but you know, whatever. Alright, we're connected to the internet now. Let's go ahead and get some up-to-date stuff. I don't think you can run the latest version of Firefox on here. There's old Microsoft Edge. I haven't used Edge HTML Edge in forever. Especially this old version of it. Does this qualify as retro yet? 10-year-old version of Edge HTML. Releases. Mozilla.org. Yay, that took like 90 years. This is all I remember from Microsoft Edge, or this old version of Microsoft Edge. Should be able to get Firefox 115 ESR. And I want to use the find tool because it's probably stupid. Let's just see. Okay, it's not stupid. 115.29.0 ESR. This should work on this version of Windows 10. 115 is still completely fine. Pretty good version, to be honest. Oh right, it's the stupid downloader. Greater than 12 hours. 7 hours and 20 minutes. An hour and 34. Now it's going up. 2 hours? Come on. This is just stupid. At this point. Cancel. Let me try connecting to a 2.4 gigahertz network. That's better. That's still really damn slow. That's still ridiculous, actually. 12 minutes for Firefox. We're getting like for 56 megabytes. What are the drivers on this thing? Can I hook this thing up to Ethernet? No, this is not normal. This is, unless like the antennas are screwed up in this thing somehow. This is not normal at all. Can I hook this thing up to Ethernet? I know the Apple Ethernet adapter Windows 10 doesn't have support for it out of the box, and I have to like dig up drivers for it. And at that point, I might as well just like copy Firefox over from a USB drive. What I'm curious about though is this thing gonna work with this old version of Windows 10? I think it works on modern Windows 10 out of the box, if I remember correctly. Here's an Ethernet cord. Let's plug them in. It's probably gigabit, maybe, hopefully. Oh, it's the driver installer. Is it gonna try to connect to the internet? Oh, it's the Windows 8 one. This thing's garbage. Oh no. Alright. Oh, okay. Yes, I do. It looks like we are connected to Ethernet now. Network connected. Let's turn off Wi-Fi. I think it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna kill that. Resume. That's better. Okay, we now have actually functional internet, and we have some extra USB ports, which is awesome. Now let's run this thing. Let's run this thing. Okay. Nice old user account control. Forgot to mention the really nice old wallpaper. I love that version of Windows wallpaper. Way better than the modern one. I keep forgetting this thing has horribly little RAM. It's gonna take a long time to do anything. Let's set this as my default browser, that's fine. Is it gonna go into settings? No, it's not. Okay, good. Oh great, it is gonna go into settings. But hey, this settings app is better than the modern. No, it's not. Windows 11 settings app is better. This one's just faster. On modern Windows, it doesn't do this. I wonder why it does it here. Oh, it doesn't even prompt you. It doesn't even yell at you. Wow. Windows, you got so much worse. Let's get rid of these crap. And let's grab, I think it's a 9400M in this thing. Alright, we are now downloading an NVIDIA driver. I don't know if this driver is any good, but it definitely is a driver. We're downloading at horrible speeds. Which I think has to do with the amount of taxing we're putting on the CPU, but I can't open the task manager. Well, I can, but I can't right click right now. I don't know if I ever will, but it depends on whether what I do next actually works or not. Oh my god, this thing is taking forever to install. I suppose that's what I get for trying to install the NVIDIA graphics drivers on a MacBook from 2009, which sucked when it was new, and sucks even more now, especially when running Windows 10. Let's just pop into the task manager for a second. Not too bad on the CPU, but disk usage is so high that that's not surprising. It's just pinning the disk. Found new hardware wizard is open. Why should that be a problem? It took like 90 years. Yeah, I think the reason why the disk usage is so high is because it's swapping. It's paging like garbage because running a 64-bit version of Windows on 2 gigabytes of RAM, it's only allocated 1.7. Oh my goodness. And the CPU is only running at 600 megahertz. My God. I'm gonna install the NVIDIA drivers the old-fashioned way. Oh, I guess it installed the drive. Oh, the driver's installed. Okay. Yeah, I'll restart the computer. Let's see if the drivers work when I restart the computer. It's doing updates. Are you serious right now? I mean, it's still gonna be 1507. But why are we doing updates here? The whole point of this is to have the earliest version of Windows 10. Why are we doing updates here? Okay, the updates didn't complete. I pulled the plug on them. But, you know what we have? Graphics. We have accelerated graphics. And now I'm going to try to run Minecraft on this thing. Okay, I think that this... It says Windows 10. I'd imagine you need the creators update. Or whatever the... Some update to Windows 10. I'd imagine it doesn't work on 1507. What I can do is use multi-MC. You might need to install the root certificates update, although 2015 may be new enough, I'm not sure. Look at that speed, 0 bytes per second. A cursed graph that just has to do with like how taxed the storage is. And this is an SSD, but it is failing, and it has bad sectors, which is not great, and I can't do anything about it because it uses a proprietary SATA connector that only this computer used. No other machine, no other Mac, nothing else uses proprietary ribbon connector that this thing uses. So you can't replace the SSD. It's just impossible. I really don't have Java on here. It's gonna want me to install Java.
One Java installation later.
Yay, we have Java now. Finish. I logged into Minecraft, so now we can play Hypixel on this thing. 1.8.9. I'll try it without Optifine first. And then I'm gonna try it with Optifine later, probably, because it's gonna run like garbage without it. 1.8 can perform decently on a 9400M, but not on 2 gigs of RAM on Windows 10. Like, maybe on Linux, maybe even on Mac OS, but like old versions of Mac OS, not new ones. Alright, looks like it's gonna launch. Maybe. Alright. Mojang logo. That means we have OpenGL. Great. I could run up to 1.16 on this thing, probably, but I'm not going to. I already ran Minecraft 1.16 on an Apple TV. I'm not doing that again. It was horrible, but it did run. Ooh, look at that lag. It can't even play the start video correctly. I'm sure this would run absolutely fine on Windows 7. But Windows 10 has a whole lot more going on in the background, and, you know, it's going to run like garbage. It's doing alright now. I think it probably just stops when you scroll it around. Alright, before we do anything, fast graphics, render distance like 4 chunks, frame rate unlimited, brightness bright is fine, clouds off, smooth lighting off, VSync off, particles minimal, these shadows off, continue, turn the FOV a little bit up. Too much, and then let's go ahead and allow access. Let's just direct connect. mc.hypixel.net. Oh boy. You can see my Epic Bed Wars stats. I don't even play anymore. Oh my god. This I have not moved a single block. This performance is so bad. Just too many entities. 0 FPS. 1. Press the 8 key. Right click. Okay. That gets rid of some of the entities. Now it's like somewhat usable. Oh, I'm kidding. It's not usable, but like, you know. This is worse than I expected. And I expected pretty bad. Okay, 5 FPS. 3. This is just, it's so bad. I don't know. It's so bad. Are there any more settings I can reduce? Render distance 2. I already turned everything else off. Render distance set to 2. Got up to 13, 11 FPS. Back to 2. 15, 8. Well, I'm gonna go into single player super flat world. That should run okay. Super flat, continue. Once we get into the game, it should get like 20 FPS, maybe. What? Why is the Hypixel banner on the super flat world? What the hell? This is running worse than I expected again. 7 FPS. This is trash. This is so bad. This thing sucks. I mean, I already knew that, but like, this thing sucks. I'm gonna try Optifine. It's gonna bring it up to like maybe playable, maybe like 20 FPS, which isn't playable, but like, okay, now that I have it paused, it's like 40. 14, 16. This isn't that bad. I mean, I'm not, as soon as I do anything, it goes down to completely unplayable. But like with Optifine, I'm sure it'd be okay. Now you actually, like, once you load in, it's not too terrible. I'm gonna close out of that. Let's try a game this thing will be able to run a lot better. Quake 3 Gold. This is taking hilariously long to install. I think it took a shorter amount of time to install on the Apple TV. Although I'm sure that it would not take this long to install if I installed it on Windows XP, because obviously Windows XP like is designed to run on machines like this, and Windows 10 is kinda not designed for anything less than 4 gigs of RAM. Let's go to single player. Go to this, I guess. I don't know how to play this game. Oh my god, we're getting lag spike. We got a lag spike there. It seems to be running alright though. If only I actually knew how to play this damn game. Although it does seem to be actually giving me lag spikes. Yeah, look at those lag spikes. This is running worse than it did on an Apple TV. And that thing is worse in every way. But I'm sure it will run completely fine on Windows XP. I mean, it's playable. It's just worse than I expected. The fact that a game from 2000 is lagging out on a computer from 2009 on Windows 10 is kind of ridiculous. But it's funny, so whatever. Oh, these stupid live widgets that tell you the news. I don't want to know that a bunch of children died, like, immediately on my desktop. This is what, I hate this feature because of this. We can't connect to web search. I'd imagine Cortana doesn't work anymore either. Looks like Cortana seems to exist. I don't have a microphone plugged into this thing, and the speakers and mic don't work without drivers. I don't feel like installing the drivers. It also seems like Cortana is down, so I can't really demo that. That was a new feature in Windows 10 on the desktop, I think. I don't know, maybe. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Sorry I haven't been uploading as often as usual. I've been having a lot of trouble finding ideas for videos now that the video that I've been working on for years is finally over. And it's absolutely insane the support that I've gotten on that video. Thank you so much for 55,000 views on that video. It's just insane. And 2,000 subscribers. That is more than I ever expected to gain from a single video, especially in the short time frame that actually most of the growth came from. But what's difficult is actually following that up, and I know that this video is not a sufficient follow-up to the Apple TV video. I do hope to have more of a sufficient follow-up in the future to the Apple TV project, but for now, I just wanted to get something out there on my YouTube channel so it doesn't completely die. And I really like making videos as well. I just don't like making videos that I know are going to perform poorly. You know, obviously, I don't want to be completely reliant on numbers, and I'm not, but they do affect me, and that's unfortunate. I hope to have some more videos out in the future. I have some stuff I want to do as soon as next week. I really want to spend this next year working on videos more often, because after August or September of 2026, I'm going to college. And I know that, like, in college, I'm going to have a lot less time to make videos and to make content for this channel. And I don't know whether I'm going to do it at all, because I'm going to be busy with a lot of other stuff. And I want to spend this last year trying, like, giving one more chance to actually growing on YouTube. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you can hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you want. You can follow me on Mastodon, is where I actually want people to follow me. You can follow me on Twitter, I guess. I don't want to use Twitter, it's terrible. And I don't use my YouTube account's Instagram, but you can follow me there anyways. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the future.